But that does betray their position, so they're no longer hidden. You
You're
see
welcome,
scuffling
guys.
and movement, though, as you see them, and you're not sure if they're retreating or moving where, and you lose sight of them after a few seconds. In other words, they are using their cunning action to disengage. I'm sorry, to hide. Let's see how well they do. I got to actually write these numbers down. Please give me 2 seconds to notate these. Because, 5 stealth checks at once.
Right. It's not enough that you have to keep track of their HP, but now also their hide values.
Oh, I'm not keeping track of their HP. Fuck that. Okay. Sorry about that. That brings us to Serenity.
Mahogany, can you do that thing with the magical fire again?
That's the plan. Can you point them out?
I'll point to the area they were in and put my maul away and pull 2 javelins out and ready in action to throw javelins at anyone that ggets outlined by magical fire.
Okay, but you're not using an action to actually find them again, right?
They get to move.
Because what happened was they betrayed their position when they attacked, but they get cunning actions to hide as a bonus action.
When you ready in action, if they attack, would I be able to attack before they can cunning action again as a readied action?
Yes, if the trigger was if they attack.
Okay, yeah. I'll pull out. Well, we actually have to do something. Okay, if you're busy with that, I'll grab Ciclon and pull him into the other side of the doorway and do a heal check.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll that medicine check.
That passes.
Okay, so yeah, Ciclon stabilizes.
And I'll be standing in the doorway shielding him.
Sure. Riots.
Mm-hmm.
You're maintaining detect thoughts?
Yes.
He fails badly. What is it you're looking for?
Looking for Diller's location.
Diller's location. Okay, give me 1 second, please. Now, as you're reading his thoughts, his eyes snap directly to you because he knows that you're in there.
Right. I'm not super worried about that
Right.
because I've got Githzerai and Kelian right here.
His head, now that the panic has subsided, now that he's no longer actively bleeding out, his emotions are consumed with worry. And you're surprised for a moment because they're not consumed with worry about what you or this brutish sword-wielding man might do to him, but more worried about Diller. And as you focus on that idea, what he's worried about, what Diller will do to him, and you push back all of the terrible things Diller has planned involving pliers and a blowtorch and a gimp suit, you see him thinking about going back and reporting to Diller, how fucking meaningless it would be for him to go back and report to Diller that it didn't work, and not only did he not get the box, but he got gang banged by Riot and her group, but you see where he travels to, and he didn't actually leave Sigil. You see the archway in the hive that he passed through, that leads to a portal that goes to a section of the catacombs underneath Sigil where Diller's hideout is.
All right.
And you come to learn that Diller actually never left Sigil to begin with. He was always hiding out in his little hidey hole. But that's where his cell acts out of. What you don't glean yet is the portal key.
Okay. Alright, so I'll try and concentrate for another round later.
Okay. Khazriel reaches back with his sword and cuts his throat open, spilling his blood down his chest.
Alright.
Oh, wow.
He gurgles and spittles. Mahogany, your turn.
Alright, so, a couple of those guys were, in an alley or something?
You don't know, because you haven't seen them. Serenity pointed to an alley, but she pointed behind a building, and she pointed up onto a rooftop, and we're just kind of keeping it vague for now.
I'm gonna stick with the rooftop, because my plan here, let me tell you what I'm thinking.
Sure.
Is I'm trying to cast my fairy fire at the location that she pointed to that would have been the most difficult to move a great distance.
Okay.
So, like, on a rooftop, I'm figuring they might have moved to a different part of the roof, but they're still going to be on the roof.
What's the radius of fairy fire? Like, how big of an area can affect?
Let me see here. It's the nice thing about having it written down. 20-foot cube.
20-foot cube. Go ahead and cast the spell. I will let you hit a d6 minus 2 guys, because they're spread out in a distance larger than that.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Roll the 5, so
you
3.
Indeed, you aim it about the second story window of this building, figuring, you know what, if I put the cube here, I might reach both the roof and I might reach this alleyway, I might get this box over here, and 3 of them get lit up.
Outlined in violet light.
Outlined in violet light. So attacks against them have advantage now, correct?
Mhm.
So there you go, Serenity, there's your trigger. Go ahead and pitch your javelin. Roll with advantage.
But on the plus side, they look fabulous.
I think they would disagree with you.
That'll hit an armor class of yes.
Yes. Very clearly.
A very yes.
For 10 damage.
10 damage. You loose this javelin up at the roof where you see this violet light outlining this guy. And you just see the light. The javelin picks him bodily up off his feet. And you just see the light disappear behind the slope of the back of the roof.
And I'm going to run towards one of the other ones up on the roof.
Okay.
Using my large bear form to climb up the side of the wall and get up there.
Okay. Roll percentile dice.
I just want to be right next to him.
Sure, roll percentile.
Going to bear down on him.
Different stuff.
Left will be 10 cents. So it'll be whatever this is. 33. That's easy.
33. You begin climbing the wall, but the wall of this building you're climbing up does not support your weight, and it begins to crumble. As you reach up to grab the roof, it slips under your weight, and you fall to the ground. Roll a dex save, please.
Man, you'd think the ladies' word would have better. That's...
You're in the lower
I'm not
ward,
one.
son. You're outside
Yeah.
Rodrog's place.
That's 10.
10. You take 4 bludgeoning damage from the fall. As you land on your back, and like, right there, your tailbone, just crack it open. It's howl in pain. On the plus side, one of the guys that you lit up is down here on the ground next to you. So you can still bite one
nice.
next round.
That's convenient.
Very convenient. Some dude is bleeding the fuck out.
Save.
Elsie Clone.
Death save. Oh no, not death save. Death save to see if I can get up.
No,
point.
you're stabilized. Oh, see if you can get up. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, 19. So that's one success.
Okay. Kelian.
Well, I think these guys inside have this taken care of, so we'll go back to the doorway. There is a dude on the ground next to Bear Mahogany.
Yeah, right now Mahogany's bearing down on one of the guys in violet light. You see another violet light outline up on an adjacent roof, and you see the part of crumbled roof above where Mahogany tried to climb up on top.
Alright, then I'll shoot the faraway guy on the roof.
Roll it. You have advantage because he's got fairy fire on.
Yay. That is a 23.
More than enough. Go ahead and roll that damage.
That is...
Don't forget your sneak attack.
Mm-hmm. Hold on, I wanted to roll the math first. So 10, then sneaky.
Does a damage of yes.
Another 10, 20 damage.
Okay, that's plenty. And you knock him off his feet. Catch him with the crossbow, and he slumps forward and slides down the slope of the roof, landing on the ground with a thud next to Mahogany.
That was a regular crossbow bolt, by the way.
That's fine.
As opposed to what?
Silver.
tipped.
Mahogany. A man here disengages and dashes down the road. He takes his full movement. He got 60 feet on you.
All right. Well, good luck with that.
Serenity, you have an AC, yes?
15.
15. "13 points piercing damage. As 2 arrows come flying out of the shadows down the road, pierce you in the chest. And again, you focus, you see the guys, but again, they disappear back into the shadows, back behind cover. One into an alleyway and one into what looks to be a decrepit building. Your turn.
So I can't see them anymore, though?
No, they're hidden.
I'll pull out another javelin and ready another action.
Okay. For what? What's the trigger?
If I see one of these guys again.
Okay. Riot.
Alright. Well, Riot turns to Cosriel and said, well, if I had another couple seconds, I might have gotten everything. But at least I do know where Diller is now.
Cosriel says, don't worry, we'll get everything. This time he reaches down and touches the man's throat. You see again the wound close. The man's eyes pop back open and he gasps for air.
Wow.
Cosriel looks down and says, I can do this for hours.
Cosriel's all like Jack Bowering the fuck out of this guy.
Mahogany, you're up.
Enhanced interrogation techniques.
Exactly.
Yeah, let's Jack Bowering the fuck out of this guy.
So there's no charge in 5e, right?
No, I mean, you could. I mean, if we wanted to like tackle the guy, I'd let Light grapple him to the ground, I suppose.
No, because the thing is, I want to catch up to the guy. So I'm moving at 40, but in order to go 60, I'm gonna have to use my my action.
Right. So yeah, you don't have anything to attack him with.
All right, then I'm gonna run 20 feet ahead of him.
Okay. Okay, just kind of turn around and bare your fangs.
Yeah.
All right. let's put
Bare
him
your
here.
fangs.
Get it? Because he's a bear, right? And also he's naked.
Well, his clothes actually merged with him this time, so he won't be naked when he reverts.
I guess I gotta make a ruling about detect thoughts real quick. Because my first thought is once he's unconscious, you can't. You're pushed out. But I don't think the spell actually says that.
That could be true,
me-
but even
let
if
me
it
look at
was, detect thoughts doesn't end when you're pushed out of his brain.
Yeah, you're right. You can refocus it on him. So yeah, you lost the connection when he went unconscious, but your spell is still active. You can still go back in if you want.
Yeah, I'll try that.
Okay. It's his turn right now, and he's kind of stammering out. Do your worst. Whatever you can do to me. Diller's far worse. So please just turn over the box. Just put an end to it. Brings us to Ciclon.
Whee! 2 saves.
Yeah, you're looking better.
Yeah.
Kelian.
Can I try to see where they're hiding?
Yes,
This
you
is
can
my
use your
turn.
action to make a perception check, yes.
Yeah, I'll do that. That's a 9.
The best you can do is you think you know where they might have moved to, and you
Yeah.
think you know where you would have moved to if you were them. Alright, some other guys. Serenity. There's a twang sound as an arrow buries itself in the wooden door frame right next to you. And you do, in fact, for a split second, you see the man who fired it.
So 19.
And it looks like you put a javelin through his head. And there is no sign of the other one. Brings us to Serenity. It's your turn.
So I don't see anyone right now. I'll do an active perception to see if anyone's still hiding in the shadows. It's 21.
And you do not. The other one must have bolted.
Okay.
Riot.
Yeah, let's try and get the portal key out of this guy.
Okay. So you go back in with detect thoughts.
Yep. He's got to make a wisdom save, I think.
What's your spell save DC?
It might have gone up. Let me check.
Okay, you got to beat a 15.
I'm not sure that I can. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, I think it is 15 now.
It's 15?
Yeah.
Okay, then he saves.
All right. So I'm out.
And you're kind of surprised at the strength of the man's willpower as he pushes you out, considering what he's going through at the moment.
And I shake my head and say, well, the easy way's out. It's all yours now. And I have the Khazri on my shoulder and leave.
As you turn to leave, you hear a Khazriel say to the man, "The wicked bleed the longest." And you hear him grunt again as the sword pierces his flesh once more. And you join your companions at the doorway. Mahogany, what do you do with this guy?
I want to corral him back to the party.
Do you want to
So
chase him
if
back?
he... Yeah, well, I don't so much want to chase him back as just knock him unconscious and then drag him back.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's probably fine. Yeah, go ahead and give it to hit roll there.
Left will be the first. Alright, so the right is the second one. So that's 16.
Is that the bite
No,
or the
that's
claw?
good, because the second one is the one that does more damage.
Is that the bite
I
or
think
the
it's
claw?
It's the claw.
Okay. Knock him down.
I, Garland, will knock you
How much
all down.
damage? You gotta damage him.
I know. 1 second.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. It's fine.
I couldn't remember whether it was 2d8 or 2d6.
This is all McDohl's fault.
It's all me. I tried.
Not you, the good McDohl.
That's 14.
Aww.
And he tries to duck and weave and get past you. You can tell he doesn't want to run forward towards you. He doesn't want to run back towards your companions. And he thinks about ducking down a side alley. But you swiftly get in there, roar in his face, knock him to the side, and you hear his head thud against the wall. And he falls to the ground. But you can see he's still breathing. You get your muzzle up underneath him, carry him back to the group.
Alright, I'm doing this kind of quickly, because I have a second backup idea.
Okay, which is what?
I want to find the other ones that we knocked unconscious, because one of them ran away, right? Are they all of them carrying something in common? Like, do they all have a specific type of crossbow or something like that?
You have no idea. I mean, it's dark, and you didn't get a good look at any of these guys, and...
Well, that's what I'm saying. I want to go hunt down each of these guys.
Okay. Well, 3 of them are dead. One of them's on the roof. One of them slumped down near the wall that you broke. One of them has a javelin through his face across the road. You've got the unconscious one here, and then you don't know what happened to the last one. By the time you get back to your companions, Serenity tells you he's fled.
Right. My idea, like, because I'm trying to say this quickly because it matters how quick I do this, is to, since I have locate object, see if they all have something, toss all of those things in the bag, and then locate object the one that's missing.
Let me see how that spell actually works.
I think the range on it is fairly low.
It's 1,000 feet.
Oh, that's bigger than I thought it was.
It wouldn't work for your purpose because the spell only works on objects that are familiar to you. You could also use it to detect the closest version of a generic object. For example, you could say, I want to find the closest arrow or the closest bow or the closest cloak, which is the only things for sure you know these guys had.
That's why I was trying to see if they all had, like, a black cloak with green trim or something like that, that marks them as a member of this group, so that I could then toss all of those in the bag and then look for it.
Okay. Over the course of the next 3 rounds, I'm assuming you can't do this in bear form.
No.
Okay. Over the course of the next 3 rounds, I want you to throw me 3 percentile checks. Just mark them down, and I'll ask for them in a minute.
Okay.
What are the rest of you doing while Akazriel's in there doing his thing?
Kelian will assist in torturing the guy.
How
Right,
so?
well-
Kelian will do the stabbing. Kazriel will do the healing, just to speed things up.
And sometime during that point, I'll make my third save.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
right.
wait,
Right will
Ciclon
help
comes
tend
to
to
you.
Ciclon if he's hurt, and I think he is hurt.
He has about 5 fucking arrows sticking out of his body.
Yeah. So go ahead and take a healing word.
I
Can't
love.
deflect arrows yet?
Yeah, I do. And Brickwood was just like, that's fine. I think it
Well,
works.
You should have used your reaction to deflect one.
Yeah, I know. I still think it works. I still think it works.
We fall
I
into
think-
this pattern where Ciclon wins initiative and runs out to the front so all the enemies attack him first.
Yeah, this is my idiom. This is fine. This is fine. Like the
Akazriel
house is
seems
on
to
fire
take
around me.
no joy in this work at all. And you can tell that it's wearing on him in some way. What's Kelian's demeanor as you go about this work?
Professional.
Professional?
Yeah.
He's not having to adjust his pants to hide his boner.
No.
Okay.
It's all professional.
After a few rounds of this, with Akazriel dealing a wound and then healing it, the man gives up the information. He says, any sort of rat, mouse, rodent, anything, catch one from the street, break its neck, it will open the portal. So now you know the location and you know the portal key.
Hooray! Mission accomplished.
Let's see. Ciclon, go ahead and take. I think it's.
That's a D4 plus spellcasting mod.
No, it's a mess. Brickwood, is that charisma plus my proficiency bonus? Or just the charisma.
Just the charisma.
Okay, so go ahead and take 7 then.
Okay. I'm at 8.
When the man coughs up the portal key, he looks over at Riot. Akazriel does. So we satisfied? We know what we need?
Yeah, I've got the portal location. You've got the key. We can do this now.
He stands up to his feet, holds the sword down at the man's neck, says a prayer in some celestial language, and then very swiftly takes his head off his shoulders.
Do I recognize it?
You recognize the language, but it's a very archaic form of prayer, and you're not sure of the religion.
Okay.
Something about not suffering the wicked to live, etc.,
Yeah.
etc.
Oh, paladins.
Yeah.
Clearly a
Serenity.
very righteous man, this Akazriel.
Serenity is going to help Mahogany with the cloaks or whatever, and also loot the bodies.
Yeah. Looting the bodies, they didn't have much. Just their weapons. They didn't have any identifying marks or anything of that nature. They were each carrying a longsword, short bow, quiver of arrows. Most of the arrows are now in Ciclon.
Yep.
What were the 3 percentile rolls, Mahogany?
93, 46, 78.
So, how many times can you cast Locate Object? How many times do you attempt this?
Let's just say I already marked off 1, so let's mark off. I don't need my other level 2 spells.
Okay.
Let's just mark off all 3.
Well, what was the first object you looked for then?
Do they have like a patch or something on them?
No identifying marks like that. I mean, in
All
common,
right, I'm gonna look for.
short bow, arrows, longsword, and cloak.
All right, I'm just gonna look for a cloak then.
Okay, and you find one in Ronwug's house. This is the closest one it points to.
All right.
So not the man you're looking for.
Okay.
So what's the second item you look for?
I don't know. I think I'm gonna go for the arrows.
Okay. So after you pull all the arrows out of Serenity and Ciclon's chests, there's arrows next door in the next house over.
And I'll just try one last time with the longbow.
With short bows, not long bows. I'm sorry.
Short bows.
And you find one some distance away, in the direction Serenity thinks the man retreated.
All right, what direction is he running in?
Counter spire-wise.
Okay.
I mean, Serenity,
And
she didn't actually see him retreat. What she saw was the two guys go into hiding. One of them popped out to shoot her, and the other one she didn't see again.
All right, and I'm going to say Serenity. I've got him. Let's go.
Okay.
Hey, both of you make perception checks. Wisdom perception at disadvantage, both of you.
Since I have speed as well, can I make that as well? Can I
Yeah,
go
if you
with
want to go with him. You and your 7 hit points.
perception at disadvantage? You said yes.
Yes.
It's not so bad. I got a 12.
14.
I also got a 12.
What was the highest?
14.
14?
Yeah, probably not good enough.
It is not. Unfortunately, chasing it down in that direction. How long does the spell last? Locate object. How long can you keep that up for? Up to 10 minutes?
It's just, yeah.
Okay. And you spend that entire time chasing it down, and eventually you feel the spell fade away, and you lose your beat on it.
Was it because he got too far away, or was it that we couldn't find him? Because if we couldn't find him, I was going to cast Fairy Fire in his general area.
You didn't get close enough for Fairy Fire to be in range. Because you can feel how far away the object is from you, and it was always several hundred feet.
All right.
He was dashing away from you, and you guys... Excellent idea. It just didn't come up. You need to roll better on perception checks. That's why I give belief points.
You also give disadvantage.
Yeah.
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 What about it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what about it, apparently?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 2 last questions for the session. One is, what, if anything, is done with the assassin's body?
We should definitely not keep it in Ronrug's place. That seems like something he would not have wanted. I guess just leave it in an alley.
Just dump it in the alley?
Well, Ronrug is probably about to be dead very, 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 very soon.
Probably.
And the other question is, what is the plan to deal with Diller? Are you guys going to march over there right now and storm the place?
Yeah.
Excellent.
What would we want to plan?
Yeah.
And that's where we will open the next session.
Hooray!
Let's plan for waiting for Diller to die, and then head over there. No, we're going to head over now.
Alright, I'm going to go ahead and set up a straw poll here.
That was fun. That was a good
That
session.
was a good session.
Yeah, that was a very good.
That was a good session.
I had a good time. I hope everyone else did.
Oh, yeah. Although I didn't meet my session goal. I'm bummed.
What was the session
What was
goal?
this?
Since we were playing on Valentine's Day, my session goal was to have Riot bone another PC.
Oh,
That never came to pass.
is anybody willing?
didn't-
Can Riot get her bone on?
It didn't even happen, even though everyone in the world was interested in Riot's box.
Now, at the end of the session, we give away some bonus experience. There's a link to a straw poll where you guys can vote on which of these 5 players you think deserves bonus experience for the session. Meanwhile, I'm going to open up my experience sheet here. And bear with me just 1 second, guys.
There's Runefox's L Ciclon pity vote.
I'm just making some quick notes on my end.
Bark, bark, bark.
Yeah, there's barking just everywhere around here right now. Every dog is going crazy. So the first blip we give is for... Also, everybody's level 4 now except Kelian, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I figure he can use that torture experience.
Now,
Wow.
so explain to me how that works.
He gets an improvement.
How so? How is he a better rogue after torturing that poor man?
Because he's an assassin. Come on, you gonna make me connect the dots here? It seems so natural to me.
That seems fair to me.
I'm gonna make you take the downtime action to level up like everybody else.
All right.
I think.
Fine.
Oh, but we had so
I don't know that I
many
want to
days that we didn't do
encourage this
anything.
torture equals experience thing
Well,
that we
we
have
did-
going here.
We did have a few days of vaguely identified downtime that we just kind of glossed over before we got to the nonsense.
During none of which Kelian said I used that time to level up.
No, yeah, he didn't use that
Yeah,
kind of
okay.
level.
I was speaking in your
He's-
defense.
He's working. There's a lot he wants to do. So
I'm keeping
Okay.
track of what you guys are doing through that little vague downtime, and like I have
it's
notes
also-
to the effect of how much
like-
time he's putting in at his faction, and that might pay off for him in the future.
And it's also a little harder for an assassin to be like, oh yeah, I use my downtime action to just murder random
To practice killing a
people.
bunch of people.
So that's why I was sort of like, yeah, I'll get in on this torture stabby thing.
I think you guys got more experience from the quest goal than you did from the actual encounter at the end there.
That's fine. Roughed off some mooks. It was fun. We had a good time.
I think everyone but Ciclon had a good time.
I know. Yeah. No, that's fine. Ciclon got to miss out on all the tortures that he would have been. He would have been like, no, fuck you. What the fuck are you doing? No, he missed out on all
Well,
that.
you know, Cosriel's lawful good. He knows what he's doing. Alright, so the first blip we're going to give out is for the most creative use of a class feature this session.
I feel like even though it didn't work, I'm nominating the locate object. I mean, that was a good try.
Yeah, that was a good try.
Good move.
Okay. Mahogany's getting one blip for the locate object. I forgot to update your guys' experience levels up here. There we go. What about one blip for heroism? Who did something heroic this week? I mean, you tortured a guy, you stole a little girl's slipper, you sang a song about pandemonium.
I'm concerned that this group is just not heroic.
Is that...
I had to give him a chance.
What does
That's
that
all
mean?
I'm saying. I had to give him a chance to fucking leave. I had to give them the chance, though.
So that, in your eyes, that was a heroic act to give those guys the chance to back down before they got slaughtered.
Yeah, that's mine.
All right, are we giving that to Elsie Clone then?
That's
Sure,
mine.
it's more heroic than anything anybody
Yeah,
else did all
that's fine.
session.
What was the most?
I
Go ahead.
go ahead.
What was the most badass action of the session?
Riot making fun of the guy torturing her.
Yeah.
That was pretty badass. Like, not gonna lie,
Fair enough.
giving Diller a lot of lip there.
Granted, he was saying a lot of really dumb, preposterous things, so it would have been hard not to laugh. But on its face, that was the most badass thing of this session.
Yeah.
What was the most preposterous? That he thinks he's more dangerous than the Lady of Pain?
Yeah, that was.
Yeah,
That was pretty
That
preposterous.
there are three people: Hashkar, the Lady of Pain, and Diller.
Who the fuck is Diller?
Some guy nobody knows.
Yeah.
Kylo Diller.
We give a blip for intangibles for just some ill-defined, vague reason that somebody deserves one.
The Slipper. Who?
I think we should all divide a blip evenly because literally, I think every single person jumped immediately to the slipper.
I will cop to not saying it. Like, I know that there was confusion,
I
but
heard
if it's going
me
to be
and Kelian.
divided, it should be
I
divided
didn't
4
hear
ways, not
anyone
5.
else.
No, I knew
Unfortunately,
immediately. I was going the slipper.
blips are indivisible, so
Yeah.
one of you must take it.
Who hasn't gotten a blip?
Then I'll say Serenity because she was the one who actually did it.
Okay,
Serenity's
that's fair. That's fair.
Kelian was the one who actually grabbed the slipper.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
I'm not sure, actually. I think I said something, but...
Go back and watch the video. We'll find out.
I'm a little confused. I thought it was Serenity too, though.
Yeah.
That's how I remember it.
Who's furthest back on EXP? Make a case for
Kelian
yourself.
by a lot because he missed the session.
All right,
We guys did a lot
Kelian.
of
Kelian did it.
Yeah,
I 100% remember.
You guys are sure Kelian did it? All right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
Kelian did it. I might have... Yeah.
I remember now.
And while we let the straw poll fill up, I'm issuing a couple of extra blips. Riot, your flaws. I don't trust anyone but you not to fuck everything up. I have this box. It's a problem. I'm gonna put it in the bag that solves problems. And then...
No, honestly, Ciclon was kind of taking a page from Riot's book this session as well, because it was just like, okay, everybody's being stupid. Fuck it, let's go. Just you guys are all being stupid. Let's go.
Ciclon, I'm awarding an alignment blip because once again you gave a considerable amount of money to charity. Serenity, I'm giving a flaw blip because your flaw is there is only now. And you charged when charging was probably not the most prudent course of action. That would not have blown up into combat had Serenity not tried to charge that guy.
There's nothing productive happening from talking to him. It was immediately
It
obvious.
clearly worked out, so she was working with the cadence of the planes.
That's true. So let's do... Who wants to do their belief rundown first?
Kelian.
Kelian, A. Kelian's belief is the best outcome is what benefits me the most. So, did Kelian act in accordance with that belief?
Yes.
Yes. I seem to recall Duke Darkwood offering him 500 gold and Kelian turning it down.
Sure.
So what outcome did Kelian gain by not taking that money?
They're still up the box.
So
Whatever's in this box is way more important than 500 gold.
and Kelian's convinced of that.
Yes.
So let's say the box possesses a weapon of mass destruction. Let's say it's like Princess Ash's Nethicite or whatever.
Wow.
Okay.
Now Kelian has this valuable weapon. How does that put Kelian up in the world? What can he now do with this weapon, assuming that's what it is?
Any number of things.
Like, give me an example. Give me a for
He
instance.
could threaten people with it.
Who would he
could
threaten?
Use it. His enemies. I don't know.
Like I want a specific. Like
Darkwood.
Darkwood. That's
Yeah.
ambitious.
It
So-
is, but yeah, that sort of leads into number 3. But keep going.
At the other side of the spectrum, you open the box and it's just a piece of like wet spooge tissue. Now what?
No, but there's no way it's wet spooge tissue. Everyone in Sigil wants this box.
Right, but Kelian
There's
opens
no
it,
way.
and inside it's just wet tissue. And
What if it's
there's nothing in
DNA
there.
evidence?
There's
from the
nothing
last time
valuable in the
Lady of
box. What does
Plains?
that do to Kelian's head?
If it is actually a wet spooge tissue, nothing lost really.
Except for 500
Yeah,
gold.
you're out 500 gold,
Yeah.
and you're out whatever renown you had with Darkwood.
Well, his belief is changing. But
Okay.
keep going.
So did he learn something new about his beliefs?
Yes.
Yes. What did he learn?
That there can be too much of a good thing. He looks at Darkwood and he's convinced that he's just going to get the whole faction destroyed with what he's doing.
So what is it that Kelian thinks Darkwood is doing?
He's making a power move just because he can make a power move, and it is in accordance with everything that he knows about him.
So there comes a limit then. Feeding into number 3, your beliefs changing. There comes a limit then to how much greed can gain you before it starts to turn on you.
Yeah.
And
Like it's like he said, survival of the fittest, not survival of the fattest.
okay. And you think Darkwood is at that tipping point?
He's past that tipping point.
He's past it. Like, is there any redemption for Darkwood? Is there any hope?
No.
Of him? Okay.
No, none whatsoever.
Who wants to go next?
I'll go next.
El Ciclon. If that is your real name.
It isn't, but let's keep going.
It is a luchador's duty to know what heroism is and exemplify it to the public. So, did El Ciclon act in accordance with that belief?
I would say yes, because he left Father Mondo twisted in the wind, all worried about him, and then he came back.
And that was heroic? That was a luchador's duty?
I would say so, yeah.
So how does charging recklessly into combat feed into this belief? Because it seems to be a running theme with El Ciclon.
Well, see, at least this time it didn't result in it wasn't him that led the charge. It was Serenity who led the charge. He moved in because Serenity was already running full tilt. He needed to make sure she was all right.
Okay, so is it fair to say that El Ciclon does not think about the ramifications of his actions till after he does them, as long as he's acting in accordance with his idea of heroism?
I would say yes.
He's thinking, okay, there's danger there, and my friends are there, and if I put myself in between them, I'll probably be unconscious by the end of this sentence, but...
yes.
Did El Ciclon learn something new about his beliefs?
I would say that I'm working on it, but I'm not gonna commit to a solid yes on that.
And are they changing?
Again, I'm not going to commit to a solid yes.
All right, who wants to go next?
I'll go.
Mahogany. I got your spell sheet open here. That's the wrong sheet entirely. There's one perfect state of being for everything, and some cannot be tolerated. So did Mahogany act with that belief this week?
Yes, and I'm going to tie it in with my second answer.
Okay.
And I'll just do that right now, because
Sure.
Mahogany is learning that he is intensely curious about the perfect state of being of things. And he spent this entire session doing things with that stupid bag, trying to figure out how that bag worked.
So has Mahogany formed an opinion as to the bag's state of being? Like, what is the bag's perfect state?
The bag took some time looking into in order to understand. And in fact, he had to recruit help in order to do so. But it seems to be a bag that provides things that people need the most, as long as they have put in the work to acquire them first.
Okay. And so how does...
You have to actually get the thing first, but then the bag can bring it for you.
Right, like a Game Genie code lets you buy whatever you want from the shop, as long as you have the gold for it. So how does the curiosity aspect tie into that?
Mahogany is probably going to spend time in the future trying to understand things and people, like, more carefully. Because before he had said, like, oh, it's not for me to know someone else's perfect state of being. But now Mahogany really wants to know.
And are Mahogany's beliefs changing?
No.
And who wants to go next?
I'll go next.
Serenity. By my actions, I will make the multiverse a better place. And did Serenity act with that belief this week?
Yeah, there's like 3 fewer asshole shadowy assassin archers out there.
So Sigil is just better off without those guys.
Yep.
Did Serenity learn anything new?
Not really.
And are her beliefs changing?
Nope.
And that brings us to Riot.
Yep.
Institutions of control must be uprooted and undermined at every opportunity.
Yeah, definitely.
So how so? What did you do this week to thumb it at the man?
So when Riot found out that she was in possession of a box that at least 2 of the lawful factions in Sigil wanted, her first reaction was to figure out how could she make sure nobody gets it.
That's true. So, by throwing the box into the bag of solutions, she's thinking, this can only hurt those factions who are looking for it, right?
Right. So, like, Jandar doesn't get it, the Harmonium doesn't get it, the, who else even wanted? Faded doesn't get it. look at all these people she's pissing off by destroying this box. It was a win-win-win for her. Or so she thought.
Did Riot learn anything new about her beliefs?
No, but she sure learned a lot about her faction.
And are they changing?
No.
All right, Serenity, Ciclon, and Riot. Can take 1 belief point. Remember, the max is 6. Mahogany, I'm awarding 2, and for the first time, I think in the campaign, Kelian is getting all 3.
Nice.
I think that's the first time that's happened. Now we'll check the straw poll, and it looks like our winner this week is Mahogany with 5 votes for the extra blip.
All right, chat, justify your voting. I mean, I just not because I'm angry at you guys, or I just want to see what everybody. I like to see what everybody thinks is the best moment for them. That's what I like to see.
Give me 10 seconds to kind of.
You don't have to justify yourselves to me, chat. I can see that you're clearly right-thinking people.
Well,
Right.
Billy bag antics.
Uh-huh.
You're taking home. Oh, guess I should tell you why I'm awarding it more experience. You're getting experience for the encounter at the end, of course. That experience is being split with Akazriel because he definitely aided in that combat.
Yeah.
And I gave some experience for having the meeting with Aunt Nancy.
Okay.
Getting everybody together and getting everybody out to Bitopia this week. So, Riot, with that plus your blips, you're walking home with 538.
Okay.
LC Clone, I'm adding yours now. You're also getting 538. Kelian, we decided last session that the blip should be equal to the level you have experience to gain and not your actual level. So Kelian, I'm awarding your blip for level 4, even though you're not level 4 yet.
Mm.
So you're walking home with 348. Serenity is also walking home with 348. And Mahogany, 538 with the 2 blips. And none of you are within spitting distance of level 5 yet, I don't think.
What is level 5?
6,500.
Yeah, I've still got a ways to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So next session we'll open up with storming Diller's place. So we touched on the issue earlier of the DM's plans going to waste. When I wrote the plans for this session, I had forgotten Riot was carrying the box. I was thinking Mahogany had the box, which is why everybody else got approached about it, because I didn't want to have oh yeah, I'm going to give you the box right now. I'm holding it, here it is. So Riot was going to get jacked by Diller, and then Kelian was going to be approached by Darkwood, but I didn't want to create a situation where they could just hand over the box without consulting the group. I didn't remember Riot had the box. I thought Mahogany had it.
Oh.
So the original plan was it'll be easy to get Riot alone, and anytime she's off doing whatever in Sigil, I'll just get her jumped in an alley and dragged off to Diller. But at the start of the session, I'm like, wait a minute, if I do that, they'll just search her and take the box. So that whole plan is shot now. I can't do that. But then she put the box in the bag, and I'm like, perfect! We're back on track. So putting the box in the bag actually righted the boat instead of...
Well done.
So good.
What would you... I'm legit curious. What would you have done if that had been a box of devouring? A bag of devouring?
A bag of devouring? The box would have just left the campaign and you would have made 4 really powerful enemies.
Nice.
Like, I mean, no matter which way you play it, you're making enemies. That's the whole point of the exercise. But no, if you just got rid of the box, it would just be gone. I mean...
Everyone's an enemy now. Yay!
Nice.
I feel like Darkwood's going to be everyone's enemy no matter
Yeah.
what.
Yeah.
Kelian wants to take Darkwood out really bad.
So, what I want to do next is give a teaser for next week, because I haven't done one of these sessions for many, many, many years. We're going to open up with Diller, don't worry.
Okay.
We'll resolve that, hopefully within the first hour. So, my question to Destil, in particular, because you've been playing D&D since, like, 1st edition, right? You've been around the block.
No, 2nd edition.
Second? Even so. My question, then, is how long has it been since you've done a good old-fashioned hex crawl?
I ran which one was that? What was that? Kingmaker. I played a very short-lived Kingmaker campaign, I think for like 2 sessions, I want to say 3 years ago.
Is this going to be the Beastlands?
I have planned for you guys a Beastlands hex crawl. I haven't run one since I was in middle school.
I don't think I've ever played one.
I have no idea. What the fuck is a hex crawl?
What does it look like? You tell me.
Can I flip the table and find out?
No.
It's on the other side of the table.
It looks like we're about to play a Heroes of Might and Magic.
Yeah.
So yeah, next week we'll do the combat with Diller, which should be really fun. I don't see any possible way to make that combat challenging. Because you're bringing
are you saying Diller actually isn't on par with the Lady of Pain? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
I'm telling you, this Hound Archon has him way outclassed.
Yeah.
So I'm happy that the hex crawl doesn't crash anybody's tabletop. That's what I was worried about at the beginning of the session, because I remember McLean, it would always crash him.
I do have
each one of these separate
spoiler
black
right here.
spots.
There's a spoiler right here. There will be grass involved.
Yeah, there's at least one hex full of grass.
Yeah.
Is each one of these separate black spots an
individual tile?
Invisible?
No, it's not invisible. It's just you flip it. So
okay.
What a hex crawl is you start out at this tile and you tell me where you want to go, and you flip tiles as you move to uncover what you find, and then have random encounters on them.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Yep.
This sounds fun.
Does one of them say B for bag of holding?
But I haven't run one of these in a long time. I've actually never had the opportunity to play one. But it will either be fun or it'll be a total waste of time. We'll find out.
Okay, dude, ask.
I've never
Did they form
been in a
a perfectly
hex
circular
crawl.
clearing underneath?
Do they what?
Yeah, perfect.
Did they form a perfectly circular clearing underneath?
Wouldn't that be awesome? That is going to bring us to the end of the session, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I'm going to be back on tomorrow to play some more pirate game. I've been enjoying that. And then, of course, if you're just here for the D&D, we do this every Sunday. So, that's it.
You're playing Ass Creed?
Y'all are dismissed.
Night, folks.
Later.
Peace out.
Goodbye.
Later, guys.